Baby, this your back. You dey make me shiver. I'ma bring the.
Hey, good evening.
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
After long chasing you all around town for how long, heaven knows how long, I finally got hold of the man behind a lot of IT ideas and innovations. Mr. Jean-Pierre Mudiasa. Did I pronounce it well?
Yeah. It's good.
Mr. Jean-Pierre,
Yes.
tell us briefly about yourself, your background, and how you grew up.
Yeah, actually, my name is Jean-Pierre, and
Jean-Pierre is a
Jean-Pierre.
French name.
I mean, it's a French name,
Okay.
but I'm French speaking, but I'm not French.
Okay.
Actually, I grew up in DRC, where French is one of the national languages. As I say, my name is Jean-Pierre, and my last name is Mudiasa. I am from DRC from the beginning, and I've been living in Sweden for a while. I'm living in Stockholm.
When you say for a while, how long have you lived in Sweden?
I mean, since 2000.
Oh.
So I've been here many years.
Yes.
And for my background, if we look at the professional side of my background, I am an engineer, mechanical engineer, and I am also IT engineer. A lot of skills in the IT system development. Actually, I've been doing IT all the time. It was my spare time activities, and then it evolved to being
Your full-time.
a full-time job on the side of other things that I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you graduated, your first degree was mechanical engineering.
Yes, my first degree is mechanical engineering within production techniques. I graduated from KTH in Stockholm.
Oh, KTH in Stockholm. And thereafter you moved swiftly into IT. Did you work as a mechanical engineer before moving into IT?
Yes, actually I worked as mechanical engineer, and on the side I've always had this IT, the love of IT, of coding, writing code. You know, from nothing you have just one computer and you can make like miracles. So I like that. So I've been working as mechanical engineer daytime, and then on the evenings, on my spare time, I was like behind my computer whenever I had time to write code and build systems. So it's been like both ways all the time.
And then you finally decided to go study it as a course in the university?
Yes, because I had a lot of knowledge, but without any courses at the university. And then I say, all right, while I'm working and doing this as my spare time, I can as well as go some courses at different universities. So first I checked where I needed to know more, and then I took those courses at Umeå University and Malmö University, and also Stockholm universities, and build my IT knowledge that way, and I'm able now to lead IT projects or develop myself a system that can actually help people. You go from, what is wonderful with IT is that you go from one idea and you have one computer. You can actually code this idea to show people that you have something that can change lives, that can actually have a social impact, that can have include people in the society without investing a lot of money. if we take like mechanical engineering, in order to do something that can help people, that can bring something more to the society, you have to invest money, you have to invest a lot of lathe machines, you have to have a shop floor for the machine, you need like people working for you before you can actually test your idea and show that you have something there. But in the IT, it's just one computer, one guy, maybe asking questions to other people, and then you can just do wonders. And you cannot just limit yourself with university courses in the IT, because they are kind of outdated in some way, because it's moving fast in the IT sector. That's why you have to go to the internet. You have this platform like Udemy, you have plural sites where you can get knowledge actually all the time, like updated knowledge all the time to make you to evolve in the IT knowledge and sector.
So, what particular course did you study in the IT?
What particular course for
Yes.
me?
Yeah. What particular course? What, you know? There's different IT.
course, yeah.
What particular one did you do? at university?
Actually, I have at the university I took like the C#
Okay.
course, and then I did some database management, like SQL, stuff like that, and then these are knowledge that help you to have like a steady ground.
Okay.
But just by limiting yourself there, you won't. I mean, you cannot build a IT system just
Okay.
with those things that you learn at the university. You have to take from the internet. You have to take from different sites.
Okay.
So I had those two courses, and I had like JavaScript and stuff like that at the university. Yeah.
So you are now a full stack developer, or how do I describe you?
Yes, I think that's the way of describing me. As I see myself just as a developer. I can do both front end and back end. I can manage the servers and build the databases and the handle the requests between different like modules of the system, like build like a microsystem architecture to solve a problem. So you can say that it's full stack developer, but I'm not that much into titles. I think that the work you are doing just should describe yourself. The title is just something people put on some knowledge, and that doesn't say much.
Okay.
But you can call me that.
Okay. You're a full stack developer, and one cannot describe you as a programmer or a designer, but a full stack means that you are an all-rounder.
Yes, a full stack means that you can develop and write code for the front end side of the application. You can write code for the back end, and you can also manage the servers.
Okay.
So you can like build the whole.
So you
solution.
are the all in one pack. That if a company has you, they don't need any other extras.
Yes, they could, if they use the languages that I can write, then
Yes.
they pretty much, usually you have a team of developers. You can have a team of 2 or 3 full stacks, and then you have front end, back end, and stuff like that. But a full stack can build the whole system. It has knowledge on how it works in the front, in the back end, and on the server side, and they can also do some deployment and stuff like that. So it's like you know like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So that you can like help others to understand. You can get the whole picture of the system.
Yeah. You know, when you describe these things and it has a language itself, it looks so super difficult from even the way you explain it. How can one go through all this and become so useful to the planet. I'm just speaking from a layman's point of view. And then you were able to come out with your own solution, Niveocare. What is Niveocare?
Yes, Niveocare is a medical platform that aims to digitalize hospitals and care facilities in Africa and in the developing countries. So, if you look at the healthcare situation in developing countries, you will see that they are not digitalized. We have actually seen cases of patients that come to the hospitals and wait for a couple of hours just for them to find the file and start the treatment. That's not acceptable. I remember how this idea came to life. I was in vacation in Kinshasa with my family and my wife, and I got malaria.
Oh.
Yeah, I got malaria. I was feeling, funny thing with malaria, if you can say that, is that it feels like you're going to die, right? Feels like you're going to die.
I don't want to imagine.
But you don't die.
But you live.
But you live.
Yes.
So they checked me in a hospital in Kinshasa, and it was crazy. I had to go from department to department just to get a medical file. And I have to pay here, the treatment, you have to go to the pharmacy. Actually, you go to different departments yourself to show the papers that they have given you.
Yeah.
And you are feeling sick, you are very sick.
Yes.
And I was treated for 3 days, and I couldn't even, for each day when I came back, they couldn't even find my file. I have to wait like a long, about 30 minutes, 30 minutes to 1 hour. They find my file.
Looking for your file?
Yeah, they write with papers, and then already by then we already had like IT company here in Sweden developing systems for the industrial sector.
Yes.
And then after that trip, vacation, we just said we need to do something about this. We actually need to do something about this to help people getting like better healthcare, and to help medical staff to find the information quickly so that they can address this problem, the sicknesses of the patients more quickly, and this can be like in some cases it can be like a difference between life and death. And we came home and start like brainstorming. My wife, she's a nurse, so she brought with her the experience from the healthcare sector.
Yeah.
And then I brought my IT knowledges, and we said, okay, let put this together and write something to help out and see what we can do from our computers and no means at all. Try to create something that can make
the difference.
Some difference at least in developing countries. Yeah, that's.
So that's how Niveocare came into existence.
Yeah.
And that was what year?
That trip was summer 2018.
Huh. So it's been like 5 years now.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
Yes. So how's Niveocare doing, and how many countries have you succeeded in establishing this system?
Yes, we have actually right now Niveocare is used mainly in DRC. Kinshasa, we have a couple, like some hospitals in Kinshasa running the system. We have patients that get actually help. They come to the hospital, they show their card or they say their person number, and they find the files in seconds. And we have a clinic, like pilot clinic in south part of Congo, DRC, Lubumbashi, that's also getting on board. Actually, I will had this evening we will need to add a new clinic that just came on board yesterday. That's mainly in Congo, Kinshasa. And then we have Malawi. We were there before COVID. We had some clinic interested, and we will be there now. And then came the COVID. It was like disturbance and stuff like that. And now we will be there in December this year, January, to reconnect with those clinics and see if we can get a pilot clinic running the system. And apart from those two countries, we have Nigeria. We have a contact with an organization there, but we are still talking and see what we can do together. And we have South Africa, Cape Town. There we have a startup which is within the Stellenbosch University, and they have built a system that can improve the communication between the backend and the database, and they want to do a joint venture with Niveocare and test their systems in hospital or clinics. But we are still in talks and having meetings every other week to make that possible. And still in Cape Town, we have we are talking with Project Playground. We were there I think 3 or 4 months ago in Cape Town, and we visit this Project Playground. It's actually an organization that help kids to get training and get school education so that they can be something in life. You know, they help kids from townships, and what they want, we are trying to help them be digitalized first. I had a meeting with that organization this morning, and they want us to work together. They want us to digitalize their activities, and they want also to get hospitals in townships to run Niveocare, so that the kids there can get better help. They can have like the medical records stored securely and find their files all the time. So this is what's going on, and we are actually having also connection to Somalia and Kenya, but this is just doctors that's working in Sweden that we have seen Niveocare, that we have had contact with. They want to bring Niveocare to their countries.
Okay.
So we are talking with one doctor that want to bring Niveocare in Somalia, and we have also in Kenya, but it's just like future things. But this is what's going on.
This is what's going on. Now, how much does it cost for a hospital to get connected to Niveocare?
Yeah, this is what is amazing. It's free.
Wow.
So Niveocare is free. Any hospitals can get a module where they register the patient for free and everything. But in order for us to get this going around, we need some kind of fees. So what they are actually paying is the support fees and maintenance. But just for using the system, they don't pay anything.
Wow.
And this is mainly for, and I mean, in some cases, if we see hospitals that are treating poor people and they are really like struggling to get around, we could give the system 100% free also. So it depends on which hospitals that want to implement this.
So what you are saying in essence is that it is free, and any hospital that chooses to work with Niveocare, there will no longer be piles of files. That will be a thing of the past.
Yeah, that will be a thing of the past. Actually, we have also built the system so that you can scan all the files into the system, so that you have them digitalized. I don't think that you want to scan everything, because that will take a lot of space on the servers. But this may be very important documents. You can scan it,
Yes.
scan them into the system.
Into the
and then
system.
get-
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And then one interesting thing I found out about Niveocare is that those hospitals that use it don't actually need the internet. Talk to us about this.
Yes, you can choose between a local installation where you have a local network, so you don't need internet. Because here in Europe, European countries, internet is like doesn't mean nothing, and when actually you travel to Africa or other developing countries, internet is expensive. So how do you build a system that people can afford? Depending on whether they want to use it with internet or not. So this we have solved with 3 different type of installation. We have like an installation that it's completely local in one computer. So an independent doctor can have just one computer and treat the patient, go around with that computer and treat the patient. And he can make like the backups himself and like this push button for backups. That's it, just one computer. And then we can have this, what I was talking earlier about. You can have a local network where you have computers talking to each other within the hospital.
Wow.
So no need of internet. You have your server there and you communicate.
Wow.
And then we have the cloud installation, which require internet. So if you choose that, then we can do the setup and everything in just pretty much in one day, and then you have the system the next day.
Are you getting support from any country, any government as we speak?
As we speak, we don't have any support from the government. Actually, we are in contact with. In Malawi, we have been at the government house and met some people there, and then in DRC the same. But actually, we don't want to rely in governments. All of us know politics. Things takes time before you can actually get some results. And every day that pass by, you have people not finding their records, people going to hospitals with diabetes. They come there, they are treated with treatments that they don't need to, they cannot have, and then people actually die from that. So every day we are not doing anything. We are actually having bad people treated, getting bad treatment. So we are talking with different government and see if we can get something there, but we also doing some things on our own with the private hospitals, so that we can actually make this improve the healthcare for some people.
So what is the projection between now and the next, say, 5 years? What is the projection for this?
Since we have launched like 1.5 years ago, the projection is that within 5 years that we have more countries, maybe 10, 15 countries that are using Niveocare solution. And then if we look further into the future, then we see Africa that is connected. I like this term that we have used before, the Facebook of healthcare.
The Facebook of healthcare, yeah.
Because we want people to get good treatment, and we want it to be affordable. Because if we charge a lot of money to the hospitals will replicate this cost on the patient.
The clients, yes.
We don't want that. We want to have a lot of hospitals having access to the system and paying less, so that change will not affect the patient. So in 5 years we have more countries in Africa, probably in other developing countries. Maybe we go to Middle East or something like that, and then people get like the Niveocare brand gets recognized, and we are getting like maybe offices near the hospital so that they can get best support.
So where's Niveocare headquartered right now?
The Niveocare headquarters in Kinshasa.
In Kinshasa?
Yes.
I mean, you travel a lot.
Actually, I've been blessed not to do that. My wife is traveling all the time.
Oh, poor her.
Yeah, she's pretty much 1 week here and 4 weeks in Kinshasa.
Oh my God.
Because what you have to, in the beginning, you have to build the structure, which is, as you know, it's difficult in Africa to build a structure because the knowledge of how people work, right, is not that spread. It's not because of the people don't want to do that. It's just that there is not enough people having jobs all the time, and people doesn't know really what it means to get a task and do it. So what you need to do, you need to form your own people, and that's require someone from here to be there to make sure that the structure is built the right way. So this is what now what we have been doing maybe more than 1 year, just trying to get like best candidate and do pushing this thing forward, and best like help the healthcare facilities at the best of our abilities, and that's a challenge. That's a challenge. Yeah.
But you're gradually stepping forward. You're getting there.
We're stepping forward. We have very good people. We have like technicians, engineers that's coming right from the university, and they have like 1 week because we have built Niveocare so that it's very easy to use. So it's, I mean, an hospital that jump on board today, they get 2 days training. That's it. And then they get like supervision 1 week.
Wow.
Maximum 2 weeks, and then they are up and running. So maybe you don't know really what this means, because the systems are built so that people cannot, even people who doesn't haven't used
training.
computers,
they
can actually use it and understand what to do. And that requires a lot of work behind to make that happen. And we have had cases where we have nurses that we have to do the training with, and they just don't know that this is a mouse, and when you move it, that it moves there.
Wow. So you have to even teach people how to use the mouse.
So you have because they don't use. I mean, if you
in hospitals, they've never seen computers.
Not all of them.
Okay.
This is like the worst case.
The rural situations. Okay.
Yeah, you say, okay, this is the computer. This is how you get the patient. The patient comes. You have his private Niveo patient number that they put in, and you get the patient. You move like this. You select what the patient wants to do, and you click this number. And everything is like in different modules. So that's if you are at the reception, you are a nurse, you just have the reception staff.
Okay.
So it's get like more easy to find everything there. This is how we have built this. But this is like you implement the system, but you also teach how to use computer to the person, to the person using the system. So but there is some hospitals where they are already having computers. They've tried different systems before, and they want to switch to Niveocare. And there, maybe we do like maybe we have like 1 day training only, and then they get access and they can use it because they are already used to computers.
Yes. So they actually switching from other systems to Niveocare.
There is not much hospitals digitalized, but we have one case of
such
a hospital that have switched from another system to Niveocare, and they think that they don't. I mean, they don't believe what they see, because they can actually use the system from like the first week, and then they have people helping them. You know, because we try to. I mean, my wife, she's a nurse, and I'm an engineer. If it was only me writing this system, and even the most advanced doctors in Europe couldn't use it. Because when you think as a developer,
Yes.
you write developer stuff.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I understand
It doesn't matter what you have in mind. But,
Yes.
but when you have help from the healthcare,
Yes.
saying, all right, this is good, it works, but it's not usable. Write it this way, change it this way, and then you adapt it to how healthcare personnel want to see the system. And this is continuing all the time. We get feedbacks from hospitals that we say, oh my God, this is very good. How couldn't we think about this? And then we write actually the code and then tell that hospital, this is what we have added and this is what you can see now in the system. And this is very unusual in the medical sector in Africa, because they get something, they pay very expensive, and it's as it is. You cannot change it, you cannot make it evolve, you cannot do nothing. But we want to build Niveocare so that it can be constantly evolving, you know, to cover more and more needs, to be better and better with time. And for that to happen, you need to allow feedback from the users.
Yes.
And we have like a very straightforward channel for feedback. If just you contact the technician on site, you say, oh, this I want to do this, and then they feed the feedback to us, and then we code it for the hospital. If it benefits to all the users, there is some feedback that we have said no for, because it's just one like niched things that will benefit only for one hospital. Then we say, all right, that we cannot do.
From my point of view, I don't see a problem of Niveocare being everywhere in Africa. But I want to know, does Niveocare have the capacity to store all the data if they digitalize all the hospitals?
This is going like step by step, because the servers you have is the servers that are reflecting the needs that you have at the moment.
Okay.
And actually, to have one server for all Africa, this is very, very far in the future, because different governments have different restrictions. If you look at Malawi, for example, if you doing a healthcare system in Malawi, you have to have your servers in Malawi. Your servers have to be in Malawi. They can talk to other servers, but they have to store the data in Malawi. So what you do is that for the moment we have like the hospitals that we have the servers that we need to have. And when we see that we are getting more and more hospitals, and we will try to increase the servers. Yeah, increase the size of the servers, the capacity and everything. That's follow the need that we have at that moment. And our goal is to digitalize the healthcare for all Africa from start. You know, we are Africans, we need to think more about Africa.
Yeah.
If we don't solve our problem,
no one will solve it.
No one will solve it. Yeah. And this issue has been haven't had the focus it deserves, I think.
No.
Because you see, there was a story, not a story, but something happened, in DRC for 2-3 months ago. They sent me that paper article. A kid was on a motorbike. You know, these riders that you pay and they can like drive you.
Yes.
And that kid had like bad luck, or whatsoever you can call it. The motorbike fell in like a pool of water.
Oh. And
in that pool of water there were an electricity cable.
Oh.
So both of them got electrocuted. And then people around there could remove the cable. They were leaving, both of them. And that kids were brought at the hospital. When he came to the hospital, they couldn't recognize him. Oh. They couldn't know if he had healthcare insurance or not. They couldn't know his family and everything. They said we cannot treat him before we know that he can pay. And then they try to get that information first, and unfortunately the kids pass away.
Oh no.
And this is what make me think, what are we doing? If that kid had just a card like Niveocare card or some other solution card, he can just present that to the hospital, and they can find it in his pocket and say, all right, they slow the numbers, they know, all right, he has healthcare insurance, his family, they can contact like the next of kin, and call him, and he would have get treatment. We don't know if he would have lived, but at least you would have tried something. So this is why we have to see our problems and actually make our solutions. I have another example where we have a system coming from Europe or from other countries. When I was in Malawi, we visited a very big hospital. It was a Korean hospital, and that hospital, when they built in Malawi, they brought the system from Korea to Malawi, and they could use it just for a couple of months, and then they had just to stop because it wasn't working. You cannot build the system as you do it in Europe for Africa, because you have the internet issue, you have like maybe electricity, people are using maybe different currencies, you know, you can pay with US dollar, you can pay with local currency. This kind of stuff are not reflected in the system built in Europe. This is what we want to change, and we have coded Niveocare so that it has the capacity to run even in those very tough environments.
Wow, I see this. Like I said before, this is going to be the Facebook of the health industry, and it's a solution, it's an African solution for an African problem, and I clearly can see where this is going. In the next couple of years, almost every hospital will want to be signed to Niveocare. We at Afro Community wish you the best of luck, and we will be supporting you from our own quarters to see that your creation, Niveocare, goes far and wide and people get to know it. Thank you very much for giving us this wonderful opportunity to talk to you, and we hope that you will give us more opportunities in the future to continue to serve you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I want to thank you guys also for receiving me, for listening to us and give us this opportunity to get out there and actually put the word out there on what we are doing.